Hello there, divine beings of YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is Allie Tarot 108, and today we are diving into a celebrity reading. I've had a request from a viewer requesting me to look into the life of Taylor Zakhar Perez. He is a newer rising star celebrity on the scene, and well, I think it will be interesting to see where he's going with his career, seeing as he's so new. And now I know there has been some questioning, controversy around him, asking about his sexuality in particular. And I have seen some things online saying that he has come out as being bisexual. I mean, if he has come out and said that, I think in that aspect of his life we should leave it at that and not dive too much into his like questioning about his sexuality if he's already come out and said it. But as you know, the tarot is not for biography purposes. I say this every time. It's not for biography. It is for looking into the deeper emotions and deeper feelings of people. Of course, there is the aspect where we can look into the future or into events and things that go on. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. The reading for Taylor Zakhar Perez. So today I'm using my Luni Tarot. I get an energy from this deck which is very much like mixed in a way. It's like a little bit Middle Eastern, a little bit Latin, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of him, seeing he has a lot of mixed race energy going on there with the Latin, European, and Islamic or Middle Eastern roots. So we are going to take one line to look at his past. We're also going to dive into his emotions and everything. We're looking at his childhood, and we're looking at his present currently in the second line. And in the third line, we are going to dive into his future. So I already have a strong feeling, and I already did get some messages and visions about him in his future when I was meditating on his picture and videos earlier. So let's take a few cards here. Now I have these new karma cards. They are quite interesting. I'm getting to know them. We have some different aspects going on with them. So let's take one card now to give us the general theme of what was Taylor Zakhar Perez's past like, his childhood, his emotions. Have one card jumping out here. So, ooh, I reap what I sow. Today I remember that all I think and all I do will come back to me in some way. I understand that I reap the fruits of what I sow, and I fill my life with thoughts and deeds of abundance, light, and love. I sow these seeds knowing I will harvest the greatest of riches. Ooh. Okay. So I have a feeling that Taylor Zakhar Perez, he always knew that he's going to be in the spotlight one day. He always knew that no matter what, I have to do this. No matter what, I am going to push myself and go forward with a career in the spotlight. I do get a message as well from this about family being very important for him as a child, and even now I feel, but I get this energy like a lot of warm family meetings and gatherings. I see a vision and an image of like a big table with many people around it, and it's like holidays and celebrations and like so much love in his family environment growing up. I feel like really supporting each other, everybody supporting each other, and everybody just giving a hand to each other and saying, like, you're my brother, you're my sister, you're my mother, you're my father, like, I love you. There's this energy I feel among his family where they really take care of each other. I feel they're a very good family. I would love to be a part of that. I would, it's just a wonderful, wonderful feeling from his family atmosphere. So I want to look at one further significator card for his past. Okay, so SMP means, it says spiritual, mental, and physical. So spiritual methods for the healing power, mental, the analyzing of, physical, resulting from the perfectionism. Okay, so yeah, that is a thing coming up. It seems like when he was younger, when he was in school, when he was studying and developing himself, I feel like he may have had times where he was quite hard on himself, like, I want to do better. I want to be the best. I want to master my craft. I want to be master of arts. Want to I want to do this. I get this energy like I want to do it the best and be the best that I can be. And I feel it comes from a place of him not necessarily wanting to compete with anyone else other than himself. It's this energy of like, I'm hard on myself. Um, and with that, I do get this energy of like, especially his mother. I get a vision of him with his mother, and his mother just like putting her arm around him and saying, like, Taylor, or Zakhar, whatever she would call him, my son, you have to be, you know, you will be the best you can be. Don't beat yourself up. But I get this energy where he was always like, no, I gotta do it. I gotta be better. I gotta be the best. I can't back down. I can't sit down. I can't rest until I know that I've done that thing. There's this energy I see also of like studiousness. He may have been one of those students who was like, I want to push forward, get honor roll. I have to be A plus. I have to be a leader. I have to be number one. And I feel him like in his student years, he could have been quite popular in his school among his classmates. He could have been someone who everybody loved him. Just like I get this energy of like sports as well. That and I get I see swimming as well. I see swimming as well, but I feel like there also could have been a team sport like basketball is coming up. Um, I do feel like he could have been a popular kind of athlete, jockey type, but not only that he could have been the type where he was also very studious, wanted to get good results, and music I'm seeing like I feel like I get the energy around him about multi-talented in music, and I see not only guitar, but I see different musical aspects, potentially something with singing. I feel like he could have been singing on a stage. And okay, I get the message and vision of like theater performance, like musical performances. But let's look more into the tarot cards and ask just the tarot, give us any deeper insight into his youth life and past life leading up to his fame. Six of Cups reverse. Yeah, that whole energy of a lot of kindness I feel was given to him, a lot of support from family and friends. Sun card, Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, Two of Wands, interesting. Wands energy coming up. Yeah, a lot of action. Like, he's someone I feel like he could never rest. He always had to be engaged in something when he was younger. Ace of Swords. I feel like he always had this idea, like, I gotta be successful. Like, I get these words coming up, I'm a success. Like, he always gave himself a lot of positive affirmations, I feel, and he always told himself, like, you can do it. I feel like he, within himself, is very self motivated, and I get this vision or energy of him as a small child, just being like, I want to play like this. I want to do things like this. And even I feel as a small child, he may have been a leader among his little friends, you know. I get this energy of him just really outstretching a hand, like this energy of like kindness and compassion, like always being a true friend to the friends that he had when he was young. And I get this energy like that compassion and kindness, I feel strongly comes from his mother, um, but also his father, but I feel especially from his mother. I get this energy of like relationship with mother, like really like a mother's love, a mother's son. Like I see his mom actually being very, very proud of him. Of course, she must be proud of him now. With he's in the spotlight and everything, he's kind of famous. But even when he was younger, I feel like she was always very proud of him. And I see his father being quite a busy man. I see him being someone, maybe he's in business, because I see him taking a lot of things in his hands and moving things around in his hands and working with his hands quite a lot. So I feel like his father was quite a busy man. And of course, I feel his mother was busy as well. So even with that, I feel like she always made time for him. And if anything was bothering him, I get this energy like he could have come to his mother with any kind of issues, and she would have been there for him. So I feel like he had a very good, wonderful, like divine, beautiful relationship with his mother, especially. Yeah. So let's look at his present life. What is the general theme we need to know? Two cards actually came up, but I need to understand which one I need to take. Just let me mix it around a little bit. I feel it's this one. Crossing into the light. Okay. Today I face a new bridge that I must cross on my journey to inner transformation. Today, like every day, I will practice the laws of universal love. Thus, I will deal with the current situation in a positive way so that I continue to grow and evolve. As I cross this bridge on my way toward the light, I am reminded of the true meaning of life. Wow, I feel like because he's in this period right now where he's literally just come to the spotlight very recently, just in the past, I don't know, 3 years or so, as far as I have seen as his, as I've seen on his, like, what do you call it, acting record or biography. It's not discography. He's not so famous for his musicianship at the moment, but I've seen that the first thing he really became famous for, the first big acting production he was in, was in 2022. So with that being said, crossing into the light, I see him, you know, on that road, like he's just coming into that period where he is getting fame. He is being known, and it's a new world. It's a different world, I feel. Like he kind of felt, I feel, that he was gonna be known for something in his life. And I feel like in recent years, in the past maybe 5, 6 years, in the last several years before his first big acting production, I feel like he tried very hard for it and he pushed himself to get to that point. And I feel like he's pushed himself to get noticed. And it seems to me like consistency is the key. Just trying to put himself out there and finally getting noticed and finally getting known. I see here in his past life when he was younger with this wands energy, like he was always doing something. He's a person who I feel he can't rest. He has to be constantly moving, constantly working, constantly developing himself. And this is his real light of his life. He's never going to stop that. He's always going to be constantly doing new things and developments. I feel like he's very focused on self-development. So let's see what other messages do we have coming up from karma cards. So It is spiritual, mental, physical level. So spiritual, the extraordinary power of prayer. Mental, the highest and lowest aspects. Physical, control the situation. With the physical, control the situation, I do get this energy about sport or working out being very important for him. Like he, with the Scorpio energy coming up, wow. It's this energy of really like having drive within oneself. I feel like with this transition into fame, with the mental platform, the highest and lowest aspects, it's like I feel like he has been on a wave. He emotionally, mentally, I feel like at times he's like, wow, really grateful for this experience he's having where he's in the spotlight, where he's now famous. But there are also low points, I feel. I get this image of him actually crying and feeling upset about something at some point, and confiding in, actually, I feel it's his mother again. And the extraordinary power of prayer, I do get that feeling like someone around him and his family could be quite religious. So I feel like part of him may have been raised with certain religious or moral principles. And I feel like he still continues to try to hold those things with him. Like he doesn't throw that away just because of the fame with him. And I feel like there are people around him who are maybe praying for him, or potentially maybe his family or someone in his family. It could even be grandparents who may be speaking to their religious community or religious friends about him, and they're like praying for him or like asking God to protect him, and that kind of thing. And I want to tell you that I do see around him and I do feel around him this big energy of like angels bestowing upon him their blessings. And I feel like it's no accident that he's gotten this fame on him. And I feel like, at least for, I feel him actually, we can look more into the future, but I want to say that I feel him being someone who is going to be like somewhat untarnished by fame, if you know what I mean. Like a lot of celebrities can go on a downhill spiral and that kind of thing. I feel him being quite stable, and we'll talk more about his future after, but I do see him marrying someone who's also famous. And anyway, let's talk about his present situation. We've got the Maya Luna tarot going on. What's going on with Taylor Zakhar and his present situation? Page of Swords. So I feel like he's just learning the ropes of fame and fortune and Hollywood. I mean, he's on Netflix, but it's Hollywood, it's acting and productions. I feel him like he's new to this, and he's getting his mind around it. He's wrapping his mind around it, learning how people are. And I get this energy around someone around him or some people around him. I feel like he's had to deal with situations where people are really two-faced. People are really ungenuine, and he is learning to navigate that and deal with that. The Star. Death in reverse. This Death card is kind of interesting because it's like it's this ring. I always get a kind of unusual energy from this deck's Death card. Ten of Pentacles. For sure, Ten of Pentacles. Four of Swords and Three of Swords. Interesting. So what's coming up here in his present life is like a lot of learning, I feel, with all the Swords energy coming up. A lot of learning, and a lot of him, I feel, learning to deal with his emotions and being comfortable with his present state or present emotions. And with the Star card, I do feel it's like he has greater hopes and greater dreams for the future and for the things that he can do. And I see him specifically wanting or having a dream to collaborate with some specific directors. I feel like he wants to branch out beyond what he's doing already, beyond the genres he's in already. And I see him potentially having a desire to do something more like action-based, action movies. And for whatever reason, I did see the name or like image or vision of Quentin Tarantino, okay, coming up. So if it means anything, I don't know. Keep your eyes open for it in the future, but I see for some reason Quentin Tarantino, this name coming up. Maybe it's a director that he's fond of. I don't know, but with the star here, I do get this feeling and energy like he has bigger dreams to work with different directors, and he has some different directors in mind, or different kind of themes or types of movies he would ultimately like to be acting in. I do want to say that I also see something about a series. I don't know, honestly, I haven't seen anything that this guy is in. Someone just requested it, but I get a message about a series that he may currently be in the production of a series. I do feel it's on Netflix. I do feel it's on Netflix. Honestly, guys, I don't know. I haven't done that much research, but I get this feeling about a series that he could be coming out in a series quite soon. And you might see it happening soon if it's not already happening. I do. So with the death card, this circle here, it's this energy like he basically, I feel it's this energy about getting what he wants. That he always had these things in mind. He always had this kind of fame in mind, and now he's got it. He's in this closed circle, I feel, of stars and athletes, well, famous people, fame. He's wanted fame. It's been his dream. And now that he's got it, I feel him like he's holding on to it. He's caught it. He's going to catch it. And the life he knew before with the death card is gone. I feel like he's not going to be able to come back to it. He's not going to be out of the spotlight. He's going to continue in the spotlight, and things are going to progress for him. I feel him becoming even more and more and more famous. Kind of like a Tom Holland or a Timothy Chalamet character, type of celebrity. Like I see him becoming even more and more and more famous, like a really big hot actor. Like we're gonna talk about it more in the third line for his future, but yeah, Ten of Pentacles, like I feel like he's making more money than he's ever made in his whole life, and that's gonna continue to grow. With the Four of Swords here, I again get this prayer energy, like, and also with the green color, it appears to me to be like gratefulness. Like I feel like he's really thankful and really grateful, and even with that, with the Three of Swords energy here as well, I do feel him like he misses his family, and he, in a way, he misses those connections and when his life was different before. I get that from him and from this reading here, but I do feel like he knows that this is his path and this is his life, and he's known it, I believe, for a while. So I feel like he's not coming back from it, and he knows it. He knows that he's going to be famous for a long time, I feel. And by the way, I get the image of him signing a contract. Signing a contract, and I feel like he's going to have some big productions coming up in the near future. So I feel him in big Hollywood, like really big Hollywood, with some big directors signing a contract. So you may see something within the next year or 2 years, like a really big movie production, him coming out in that, and with a very big director. So let's now look at his future. I am free. Today I find the veil of my ego has lifted and a vision of my new life has appeared. Now I am focused on my inner growth. I listen only to the voice of my heart and remain steadfast in the energy of love that I find there. I am now free of duality, fear, and judgment, and I move forward to my path to inner peace. So what I'm getting and what's coming up is that I feel like him becoming so famous, it has been something which is very exciting, both very exciting and very like nerve-wracking for him in a way, because I feel like at times he has read stuff about himself, like internet comments and reviews of his performances and all these kind of things. And I feel like at times these comments, anything negative, has weighed on him very much. And I get this image or energy of him just like sitting and being like, what can I do better? Because I get this energy of like perfectionism from him. And I feel like it's hard for him to take criticism. And I feel like part of the criticism, how it affects him, is like he just pushes himself harder. So I feel him really being driven and really pushing himself as hard as he can go when it comes to acting and just like perfecting his art. And now music comes up as well, and I feel like we could potentially see him in some movies in the future, which might be something like biopic, you know? Like we already had that Bohemian Rhapsody like Queen movie, so I don't know why it comes up about that, but I feel like he could be playing some famous celebrity, dead celebrity, in a biopic, like a biography movie coming out within the next 5 years, I feel. And okay, let's take one of the karma cards for him. What do we need to know further? Oh, yeah, exactly. The drive for confronting of action, Mars energy. That's what I was just saying. Driven, really driven. So let's review. Okay, spiritual, mental, physical level. So spiritual, the drive, mental, confronting, physical, action. I see him as a person who doesn't give up, who will never give up, who will keep fighting and trying for the hardest, for the best things that he can achieve. Um, I feel him like also with the Mars energy, I feel him actually being very defensive of his private life or his family life when I mean, right now, but also in the future. Because I do see him, I'm telling you, I do see him actually marrying another celebrity. I feel it will be someone female, okay? And I do feel they will have children together, like maybe two. And I see that I feel he's going to want to keep his private life as closed as he can. And I see people around him, like agents or his, I don't know, what do you call these people? People who work for him, like as agents or producers or, who are his team, basically trying hard to protect him and putting things in place to protect him, his family, his children in the future. But with his family now, like his siblings or his parents or his extended family, I do feel him like just wanting those people to be safe and secure and not be in any harm or danger because of him. I feel he's quite defensive about his family like that. Like he cares about them really quite a lot. So let's just read the cards a little bit more. What do we need to know about Taylor Zakhar Perez's future? And if he's watching, I want to say hi. I will check out your movies soon. Yeah, so the Empress reverse. King of Wands. Interesting. What else? Got the sun shining in the window here. Eight of Wands. Two of Cups. Good. Five of Pentacles. Okay. What does that mean? Need a little elaboration. Magician. Okay. So, wow, doesn't that look like him? Doesn't that magician just kind of look like him? Interesting. Oh my goodness, doesn't this guy in Two of Cups also kind of look like him? Okay. So anyway, I get this feeling that within the next 5 years, I feel this Taylor Zakhar Perez, he could actually be married. I feel with another celebrity, and I feel she's also quite famous. She's like on his level. But what I see for him is that I feel his wealth and his fame are just going to build more and more. Like I feel him being celebrated with the Empress card here in reverse. I feel like he may go up for a nomination for some of his work, acting work. Um, Five of Pentacles. I want a little bit more explanation on that Five of Pentacles. I'm going to use this Oracle deck here, Mandela Oracle. What's going on with this Five of Pentacles here? What does it mean? Does it mean he's losing money in the future? Golden Spiral. That's good. What else? Patchwork. Okay, so one more thing. Oasis. So this Five of Pentacles, with this energy, with this character here going to home, I feel like potentially there could be something in his home life in the future which he has to go home for, and he wants to be present for that. And I did get the message it could potentially be some kind of illness in the family. And it could be a situation where he has to stop some kind of production that he's doing because of this crisis situation. And I feel like it has something to do with his family, because I feel him being a person who's quite dedicated to his family. But with the Magician card here, I feel like even despite that break he might take, it's going to be okay. Because with the Golden Spiral card here and Patchwork, it's like, and with Magician, it's that whole energy of like picking up the pieces where you left off and just like really making those things work and manifesting those things. And I feel that if there is this kind of situation where there's a crisis in his family, someone is sick or something like that, I feel like he could tell the world, or the world could find out about this, and people will be very, very sympathetic and just love him even more for taking time off. But actually, with Five of Pentacles, I do see him also doing something which is more like, I see him also doing something which could be more like charity, where he might give proceeds of one of his movies or some work that he does, or he could be the face of some kind of campaign for like UNICEF or some kind of NGO like that. I feel like he could do something with his money where he kind of like gives that money or like relocates that money. And ultimately, I feel like it makes people love him even more, because you see the Magician here. Magician is all about like manifesting things from the thin air, but you see here how this magician holds his heart. I feel like the things that he's going to manifest are from like his heart, if you understand what I mean. It's really this caring and compassion energy. So I feel him actually being a voice in the future for the needy or underprivileged people or some kind of campaign. And I feel him with his wife in the future. She's also going to be a part of that. And she's also going to speak out and care about those things with him and be by his side like that. I get this kind of like President First Lady energy where they may be on some kind of stage speaking to people of the world. I just got an image of like Greta Thunberg, you know, who spoke in the United Nations about global warming and all that. I get this kind of vision of him doing something where it might be like that in the future, or using the platform that he has, like we saw Joaquin Phoenix talking about the veganism stuff on the Gram, or is it Oscar, on the Oscar stage. I feel like potentially this Taylor Taylor Zakhar Perez, he could be doing something like that in the future, because I feel him, even though his fame is definitely going to grow, he's going to become super, super famous, like well known. I feel him becoming really, like when I was looking at him, I got this image of Timothy Chalamet coming up very, very strongly. And it's like, I feel like he can be at that level of fame or even like larger in the future. I see him being an actor for his whole life. And I also get the image of Leonardo DiCaprio and like Brad Pitt. So I feel like he can, even going into old age, like be an actor his whole life, have a lot of money, support the people that he loves in his life. I feel him being someone who is gonna like buy his mother a house, you know? Um, yeah. So let's ask, is there any final thought that we as fans, as viewers, need to know about Taylor Zakhar Perez? What's the final thought we need to know about him and keep in mind coming into the future? Truth. Today I discover my greatest truth is within me. It is a divine force that whispers from my inner self. I listen to this voice closely, putting aside my controlling mind. In this way, I find all the answers I am looking for. I am now in harmony with myself, and I welcome the love of God, which is the truth that will guide me toward my fullest, most shining radiance. Oh my goodness, just look at this angel energy. I feel this angel energy around him, like he's someone who is truly blessed and gonna remain, again, I say it, like untarnished by the dirty stuff that goes on in Hollywood. And I feel like he's someone who's always gonna come back to his roots. He's always gonna feel that strong relationship with his family, with his mother. They're always gonna keep him grounded. So I see him being someone who's really gonna use his fame as like a source of good in the world. Yeah. So friends, if you like this reading today, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also I would like to hear suggestions, as always, for any celebrity readings you're interested in, or any world events as well. I also could read on world events or outcomes of certain different things. So yeah. So until next time, love and light. Bye.